Thank you. So I'm Ethan Phelps-Goodman, founder of Seattle in Progress, and we're a civic tech startup. We focus on development, but not development like we talk about in this room, development like the physical construction of our city. So to set the scene a bit, San Francisco, as you may or may not know, has been in the news a lot for the last year or 2 years for all the kind of civic unrest and really bitter disputes that have been going on about rising housing costs. And rightly or wrongly, the tech industry has been cast as the villain in all this. So myself and many others are interested in seeing Seattle go in a better direction. And I was interested in what I could do as a technologist to just push the needle a little bit. So as we all know, Seattle's in the midst of a construction boom. You can't go more than a couple blocks in some neighborhoods without seeing a construction site. But one of the things that's kind of odd, especially as I learned more about these issues, was how hard it was to find out what's going on at any particular site. So construction site 2 blocks from my house, I walk by it every single day. What are they building there? It's remarkably hard to find out, or was remarkably hard. And that's because the city and the developers do outreach that still looks like this. So you might have walked past one of these signs, a notice of proposed land use action. They don't tell you very much to begin with. They're almost invariably covered in graffiti. Clearly, we can do better public outreach than this. So this is where I saw an opportunity. If we could get people informed about what's going on in their neighborhoods, if we could get them to engage in the process, we might not only get some better buildings built, but also just a better discussion about development in general. So this is Seattle in Progress. It's a web app, works equally well on your mobile phone or your desktop browser. Every pin you see up there is either a project that's going through the planning process or a project that's already been through the planning process and is currently under construction. So if I click on a pin, I get a brief description of the project. Here we're looking at a 6-story apartment building with 212 units, just a couple blocks away from us over on First Ave. And kind of the killer feature is if you click on the thumbnail below, you get a full screen 3D rendering of what the proposed building is going to look like. And now I don't make these renderings. These are made by the developers and their architects, and they're mandated as part of a process called design review. Every large project in Seattle goes through design review, and the developers have to produce a packet like this. So you can swipe through on your phone, pinch to zoom, view the project from different angles, get a ton of information about the project. You can see floor plans, for instance. So lots of really compelling information about what's being built. But this is only kind of half the picture, becoming informed. The other half is we want to engage people. So design review exists in order to collect feedback from the community. The city meets with the community, gathers their concerns, and requests that the developer makes changes. And they have the authority to force the developer to make changes. So you can see there's a calendar tab down there. Clicking on the calendar tab will show you all the upcoming public meetings. You can also follow us on Facebook or Twitter to see the schedule of meetings, or sign up for email alerts and get notified just about meetings in your neighborhood. And if you don't want to go to a meeting in the evening, you can just straight from Seattle in Progress email the city. Your online comment is taken into consideration, becomes a matter of official public record. So that's the civic mission of Seattle in Progress. We're trying to get people engaged. We're trying to change the conversation around development, push it in a better direction. There is also, I should say, a paid product in the works. It's for real estate professionals, and it provides detailed monitoring and analytics of the new construction pipeline, which is actually something that's been a little lacking up till now. So that's Seattle in Progress. Check us out, seattleinprogress.com. Sign up for our email alerts, follow us on Facebook or Twitter, go to a design review meeting in your neighborhood, submit a comment to the city online, and help shape the future of Seattle. Thank you. Yes? Do we have expansion plans? Yes, I'd love to. I'd love to be all over the nation. The plan is to get a good product in Seattle, something that people love, and something that has a revenue model, and then go from there. Yeah, East Side would be an expansion. So all the data comes from the city of Seattle. So there's nothing outside the official bounds of city of Seattle right now, but someday, hopefully. Yeah.
I can see that the benefits have been both for citizen and then also city of Seattle getting communication from the community. What do you envision and how do you envision making this be an interesting tool for developers where they are excited by it and be a part of it, or does it become just a forum, where their fees are dashed?
Yeah. Well, I'll give you the honest answer, which is that I had really hoped and still hope to get developers to want to do outreach. And if you have an idea of how to do that, I'd love to hear it. I have not been able to get a developer anywhere to say they want to do outreach to the community. But to give a little more optimistic answer, I think part of what's making them feel that way is they've never gotten good feedback from the community. Like, nobody's ever gone to a developer and said, we love what you're doing. They only hear from the people who are angry. So if Seattle in Progress, by kind of lowering the cost of engagement, brings some more moderate voices into the debate, it might be that developers will start seeing, okay, there are also people out there who have, stuff we can work with as far as comments. And so that's what I mean when I say try and make the conversation a little better.
Thank you.